Let's talk about some of the issues that this application addresses. We all have this problem when we go to a supermarket to buy wine. We're faced with this massive wall of wines. We have no idea what to choose. Tell us how this application addresses these kind of issues.
Yeah, so look, I mean, we're trying to solve two issues. One is walking into a supermarket, and how on earth as a consumer do you choose when you're just faced with this wall of wine? That's issue number one. Issue number two is the entire world of wine can be a very daunting experience, primarily because the language that wine is used to, that is used to describe wine is quite highfalutin and, if I may say so, a little snobby. You know, unless you know what a sweaty saddle tastes like, you're not going to understand half the wine reviews that are out there. And that's just one of what we call the banned words. There's a whole bunch of them. So those are the two problems that we're trying to solve with this application. We call it social wine discovery. We're concentrating on the social experience that people have either at a supermarket or at a dinner table or at a restaurant, and trying to capture that and make it more fun.
Let's talk about the development of this application and some of the platforms we can reach it on. Is it available to all smartphones, to only a portion? Can you give us some more detail?
The approach you take to developing these startups and these mobile applications is quite important in South Africa because, as you know, we're not flooded with as much seed capital as the startups in the United States. So on mobile, especially when you're in the smartphone segment, about 8.5 million smartphones in this country, you have the option of going the native approach, which is developing in the language of the actual phones. You would write it in iPhone language and you would write it in Android language. The problem with that is that you have to develop once for every platform. So you almost have to have separate teams, and each is a development project by itself. When you want to do one update, you update across all the platforms. Now that can get extremely expensive, and it increases your time to market. There is another approach which my development company, who's Presence Digital down in Cape Town, they suggested this, which is the web app approach. So you build a mobile site that gives you very similar functionality to an app. So it has that rich experience. You know, you're swiping and you're tapping and it feels like an app, but it's a mobile site. You wrap that up in an icon that you can download from each app store, so people don't even know it's not an app. But now I build once, and I get to multiple phones. I can also be more backwards compatible, which is important in this country.
Thanks, Andy. So here we have the real-time wine web app open up. Walk us through the site, what it's all about.
Okay, so the first thing you'll notice is that if you were looking, we're on the popular section now. If you were looking at the most popular wine in South Africa, you would probably be talking about some masterpiece that cost 350 Rand a bottle and was made by this incredible winemaker. But here we have Beyerskloof Pinotage at a whopping 57 Rand. And as we flick through, Fat Bastard Chardonnay, 50 bucks. The First Lady by Warwick, 62 bucks. So this is the wine people are drinking on the street. This is everyday wine for everyday people, and that's the market we're targeting. It's not the top 20% of the market who understand that crazy wine language that we were chatting about. It is the bottom 80% of the market. That's who we're interested in. So you flip around the app, we go to the latest tab here, and so this is the activity of all the users on the system, and here's a review, came in 31 minutes ago on Beyerskloof Pinotage 2011, and it says, "Cool wine, le gulp gulp down the throats."
Let's take a look at the main feature of this app. If I say I bought a wine, I wanted to now rate it, how would I go about doing that on this website?
Okay, so you sitting down with a wine, let's say we are sitting down with a First Lady by Warwick, okay? And here's kind of the base feature of that, and what we want you to do is capture every wine that you drink on here. So, like you check into a hotel, you check into the wine, okay? Tap check in there, and now we're going to be able to add our opinion. I give permission for my location. I can add my opinion, I can say what I think about it, I can add the retail price in rands. That's how we get that average price. So you always know whether you're being screwed or not, whether you're above the average or below the average price.
Brilliant.
Yeah. You can push out to Twitter, you can push out to Facebook, you give your rating, and you check in. As you do that, it populates your profile and records all the good information about the wine you're drinking and what you think about it.